Hi, good afternoon. Just wanted to go ahead and take a quick few moments just to talk through our discussion board post for the week. Just focusing more around how does culture and communication impact the case example at Certec, as well as how does leadership identify best practices for culture within the organization. And lastly, just wanted to talk through how does collaboration and cultural awareness go hand in hand. Starting off with Certec, there are current communication styles as well as cultural awareness pieces that are important to this case example, as they do go ahead and vary depending on the individuals that are presenting these discussions. It is very important to go ahead and talk through how these cultural pieces are relevant to the experiences through the lens of several of the individuals in this case example. So for example, Kai and Layla, they're taking on more of a challenge of identifying what language, what cultural perceptions, and even the team time zones, how does that impact, as there are different elements of culture and world events that are relevant to how this team goes ahead and participates and also allows for their team members to speak up. Emory, on the other hand, is also willing to go ahead and grow a cultural awareness and workshop opportunity to talk through allowing all sides to be heard and building a stronger, more cohesive, and culturally aware team. This is very different compared to Easton and Elias, as they're both working just to get the items done within the team. They're not really focusing on cultural awareness differences. They're just putting on the pressure of getting the work done without truly understanding what's needed from a cultural perspective of both their business as well as their team members. On the other side, with this, leadership can also go ahead and guide and bridge teams together through cultural awarenesses as well as differences, as this does help bring teams together. They can also have an impact by examining what works best for the different cultures within their team by having conversations with these team members. The leadership teams can also break down language concerns, so taking a little bit of an impact by identifying what common terms that we may use every day in our organizations, but breaking that down in case there are some concerns due to cultures that are not always represented on a whole mainstream scale. Lastly, one of the additional pieces that the management team can do to work on this is finding out from each team member how can they go ahead and contribute to the organization? How can they use this diversity as a potential strength by focusing on teams that may have different members from different ethnic or racial groups, as well as being able to break down more by gender. This does go ahead and help with process discussions and improvements, and allows for more collaborative teamwork throughout this process. Cultural collaboration and awareness does help organizations grow and develop and allow for better collaborations. There are great opportunities to go ahead and collaborate and work together to improve language discussions around process changes, enable team members to feel they can explain how in their culture, how things look, and how they would go ahead and approach an opportunity with the best results in mind. Lastly, being able to collaborate and appreciate these differences will go ahead and help boost morale around the team, as it does help employees feel more heard and connected and less fragmented in their team discussions. This is very different compared to Certec, as Certec focuses more on how do we get the task done, how do we focus on business decisions, and then putting the culture piece into play. There are leaders within the Certec case example, though, who are willing to hear these impacts for culture, but they don't always get brought into the mainstream business model, just due to challenges with meeting strict timelines and concerns over vendors and internal team management. Thank you.